Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Regular viewers will know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're taking a look at another piece of audio gear, and it is the PreSonus 24C audio interface, and here it is. And I've actually got it wired into my little MacBook, which I use a lot of times. It's a great little laptop, very portable, etc, etc, and it's wired straight into that. Now, what this unit does is primarily designed to feed two microphones, one or two microphones into the unit. I've got a Rode podcaster microphone, or a pod mic, not a podcaster, a pod mic going into channel 1. And there's also another socket on here, just here, for feeding a second microphone in. So there's two people that you need to get audio from. You can feed them straight into this, and then the output from that is via USB-C into your laptop or your main computer, PC or Mac, and it works beautiful. There's no power required for the PreSonus. It takes its power from the USB lead, so it's basically taking its power from your computer, and that's great because there's no mains adapters. It's great for portability, and I'm really enjoying this piece of kit. Now, I purchased it primarily for podcasting, for when I set up my podcasting channel. I haven't set anything up yet. I'm still experimenting with different pieces of kit, whether it be a portable audio recorder such as the H6 from Zoom, or the Tascam, and then feeding that into the computer, or whether recording separately onto an SD card, like with the L8 here, the Zoom L8, and then taking the SD card out of that and putting that into the computer. I don't know yet, but this bypasses any of that. What this does is basically takes the feed of the two microphones from the box straight into the computer. So you're recording directly onto your computer's hard drive. Now, it'll feed various types of microphones into it. I've got a dynamic microphone going in there at the moment, which I say is the Rode pod mic. That's going into channel 1. But if I did use condenser microphones that require a 48 volt power, it has got the switch on the front here for setting 48 volt phantom power for the microphone. There's actually only one switch for both channels. So if one of your microphones is a dynamic and one is a condenser microphone, just check that the 48 volt won't damage the dynamic microphone. It shouldn't do, but it's worth checking just to be sure. And headphone jack on the back, standard 3/4 inch headphone jack. I got my Audio Technica, I don't know what they are, M20X I think they are, plugged into it. So I should be able to get a really nice clean sound, and I do. And I can see there the needles are moving on the Mac. I can see the needles going up and down, so I can see that is actually recording. And let's just go through what we have on the front of this device. So we've got obviously the two XLR or 1/4 inch jack inputs on the front here. It's got two display meters here. I'll come back to those in just a moment. You've got a channel 1 and channel 2 input levels. Obviously you can adjust those accordingly. And you've got a mix channel here. What that does, that's quite clever actually, because to the left, when you put your headphones on, you're actually listening to the audio that's coming straight out of here. You're not listening to what's on the computer, as what's going into the unit. But that doesn't give you assurance, but it is actually being recorded onto the computer. So if you turn this mix dial up, then you can hear what's coming back through from the computer. I can actually hear what the computer's recording, so I'm confident that it is actually going down onto the computer. So to the left is the direct feed, and to the right is what's coming back from the computer. You've got a main output here, and you've got a headphone level, so you can actually hear, you can adjust the levels. And everything is metal, it's made out of metal construction, so it's absolutely superbly made. But there are a couple of things that I have noticed since I've had it. Now bear in mind, I've not had it very long, so I'm still experimenting. But I have noticed when you plug a dynamic microphone in, such as the Rode Pod mic, and it's a great microphone, but dynamic microphones have got a very low output on them. So they require quite a powerful preamp to boost that low output to be able to give you a signal that's recordable. And I have noticed that the preamps on this PreSonus don't go up very high. So I'm not getting, even at full whack, and even if I'm close to the microphone, I'm not getting a very strong signal coming into the computer. So a little bit of a concern. As long as it's a clean signal, I will be able to boost that in post-production. So, you know, but that's something to be aware of. If you're using condenser microphones, that won't be a problem because condenser microphones have got their 48-volt power. That was one thing I've noticed with it. The other thing that I noticed with it is that these LEDs, this display meter on the front here, doesn't seem to show up terribly well. I mean, it is bright, you know, bright display, but those needles hardly move. And even when you have a stronger input going in, they still hardly move. So I don't go by these meters here. I go by what I see on the computer screen, rather than going by these meters. I guess these meters are just showing me there is a signal going into the unit. So, you know, that is that. When I bought this, PreSonus do supply a download link to be able to download their software, which is Studio 1 version 4. They call it Studio 1.4. I think the 4 is the version 4. A great bit of software, really powerful editing software for the Mac or PC. I believe it's PC and Mac. It's certainly for the Mac because I've downloaded it on all my Macs. Great bit of software. I'm not using it today because I've still got to learn a lot more about it. Amadeus is so straightforward and so simple, so I've used it a lot, you know. But yeah, this is the a very good value for money as well. So this is the PreSonus audio interface for XLR microphones or quarter-inch jack microphones to get them into the computer, I say primarily for podcasting. I don't think you'd be using it for video production, but great for podcasting or if you're doing a voiceover and you need portability. I will be doing some comparisons with this and using something like the H6 or the Zoom L8. As I say, with the L8 and the H6, they've got SD cards, so you can record to the SD card. Although I have noticed with the H6, I can't use it as an audio interface and record to the SD card at the same time. So, you know, but yeah, that is a great sounding piece of kit. Now we'll just do a quick audio test. So I'm going to be talking more like you would do if you were doing podcasting. So this is a short audio test on the PreSonus 24C USB-C interface to the computer. And I'm liking it. I think it gives a nice, good, clean audio. I'm very happy with the audio that it produces. This room isn't soundproofed. It's just a converted room I'm using as a studio. So there's no soundproofing in here whatsoever. Although I say I am using a dynamic microphone, so it is more directional for my voice. And as I'm recording it onto Amadeus on my little MacBook. So there we go. That is the PreSonus 24C. I hope you found that useful. If you did, please hit the like button. That really does help me grow the channel. And if you do like the channel, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. That means a lot to me. Also, that helps me grow the channel as well. So thanks very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos relating to video and photography and more podcasting gear, microphones, audio interfaces, and all that kind of malarkey. So thanks very much. See you soon. Bye for now.